Hi, it's Suzi Geiger, Yoga with Suzi. I just woke up and I'd like to show you some really wonderful, gentle ways to start stretching and get some of that tightness that happens after sleeping. When you've been sleeping for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, whatever you sleep, your body gets tight because things aren't moving. The first thing I'm going to do is use one of these balls that I use for self-massage, which there is a video available on Yoga with Suzi that shows you just how to use some different balls. Now I'm going to show you how to use it behind my neck. So I lifted my hair up because I don't want to roll around on my hair and pull it out of my head. You might want to, but I don't. So I'm just going to give my neck and my upper shoulders a little bit of a massage. I'm going to be really gentle. It might look like I'm going in slow motion, but I assure you that's the way to really get into it. Just take some deep breaths and roll and be really gentle. There's no rush. You can roll it further back. You notice that I was able to push myself a little bit further back and then get into the top parts of the shoulders besides the neck. If you're not aware, you have so many muscles in and around your neck, which is why you can go all the way to the side. I always try and take some deep breaths, and I'm again just trying to relax everything else. I close my eyes because for me, it helps me tune into what I'm feeling. Maybe that's not a tip for you, but for me and a lot of other people, I find when I close my eyes and I close out the sense of sight, it allows me to tune into the sense of feel, touch a little bit more intensely. So if I close my eyes, I'm feeling a lot of stuff on the side of my neck right now. So if you can see, it might not even be something you can really see, but I assure you right now, boy, am I getting into some stuff. And then I'll repeat it a couple times and maybe go to the other side. For me, this side's always a little bit more intense, but I want to give everything a little bit of attention. And then into my back, just rolling it a little bit, but not too much. And then we'll put the ball aside, and I'm going to show you how to start to stretch your back. And I'm going to come over onto my belly and come into Sphinx pose. And I'm just paying attention to how I feel right now in my lower back. Maybe I'll lower down, rock my hips side to side, and then bring myself up again. I'm going to show you a move that I really like to do, which is, this is child's pose. And it doesn't matter if you can't push your butt back onto your heels, it doesn't matter. I personally think it's more important to get your forehead on the mat so you can relax here, even if you're up here. And then I'm going to go from here onto my forearms, just like a little inchworm, and push myself through to cobra. Take a few breaths, push up, and then right back into child's pose. Maybe rock your hips side to side. You can do that a few times where you come forward and through and come back into cobra, pushing back into child's pose. If it's too hard for you to come onto your forearms, you don't have to. You can just come onto all fours and then just let your hips sink down and you'll be right in the same place. So I just want to tell you a few things about the feet. I see a lot of people in Cobra where their feet are up. So I'm going to say push into the tops of your feet while pushing into your hands in Cobra. And then you can push back. So you can do that a couple times. It's a really nice way to wake up your spine. And now I'm going to show you cat-cow. So cat-cow is a move that's initiated from your lower back, meaning that's where the movement starts. So I'm trying to have my wrists underneath my shoulders. My hands are shoulder distance apart. My knees are hip distance apart, and my knees are right underneath my hips. If the knees feel not good on a hard floor or a mat, put a blanket underneath you or put your mat on top of a rug or a carpet. It'll really help pad your knees so that you can do this move. So I'm going to do it without moving my head so you can see. See how I ground? And then the opposite would be the arch. If you want to move your head, think about your head just following your spine. Using my breathing. I like to imagine you have 24 vertebrae in your spine. 24. And what I see people do is maybe move 3 or 4 in cat-cow. So what could you do to slow it down? Really slow it down and think about moving each or as many of those 24 vertebrae. And it's much harder to do it really slow. Just use your breathing. And do a couple rounds of that. And now I'm going to do something called thread the needle. So I'm going to take my right arm underneath my left. I'm trying to get my right shoulder down and my right cheek down. So with the left arm, I can put it behind my back. I can just leave it on the floor if you need the support. You can take it straight ahead. Show you the other side, and you can do all 3, which I really like. So now I have left cheek down, left shoulder down. I'm just relaxing for a second because I feel some tightness. And maybe take the right arm behind my back. Or take the right arm straight ahead. And maybe take one more child's pose. I'm going to show you a quick way to stretch your feet that I really love. So I come up onto my toes. I have to kind of pick them up to get them all to participate, and then I start to push my butt back. If your toes are really tight or your feet are really tight, you're going to not be able to push your tush all the way back, and that's okay, just till you feel it. You can also start to just roll over your feet, over your toes, to give them a little bit of movement, and then maybe try it again. If you need to lift the toes, lift the toes. It's a twist. And you can do seated twist by taking the right arm behind your back. I have the left hand on the right knee because I feel like that's a nice anchor for me to hold on to. And then I twist myself around and take it in the other direction. I like to do twice on each side and hold it the second time. So if you're twisting with me, which I hope you are, just hang out and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Check in with your other body parts. I just felt a little too much tension in that arm, so I'm trying to relax it. Just breathe, inhaling and exhaling, and taking myself into the other direction. Remember, you want to hold the pose for about 30 seconds, up to a minute. Just breathing into it. And then I'm going to take a little side stretch, taking my right hand down next to my right hip. I'm coming down to my palm. You can stay on your fingertips. I'm really trying to ground myself into the mat so I don't tip over when I do this. Right hand down, left arm up. Notice how I'm bending that right elbow as like a hinge but I'm not letting myself tip over. I'm bringing it back here. That's where that stretch is, along here on the side of my back. If it's comfortable in your neck, you can look up, but it's not necessary. If you need to keep your head like this, that's how you should keep your head. And then the other side, same thing. Using the left elbow as a hinge, right arm up. If it feels too tense in your neck, just move your head where you don't have any tension there. You can turn your head up. And breathe. You can bring yourself forward. Just let it go. And depending on your flexibility, if this is too much to take the ankle over the knee while seated, you can do it here. You can lie down and do it. You can bring yourself up here. It doesn't really matter. If you feel something here, that's great. If you don't, you can take the hand behind the thigh. If you can do it while you're seated, it's targeting outer hip area. And I can also take that leg to the side and then take the other ankle on top of the knee. And for me, this side is tighter, so I feel it a lot more here. If you don't feel anything, people ask me this in classes all the time. I don't feel anything, and my response lately has been, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Because if you don't feel anything, then that means that area is probably okay. It's like I was saying before in another one of my videos, that if the intended area of stretch is left outer hip here and you feel stuff in your inner thigh or your calf, chances are those areas are really tight and they need stretching also. So as I've been sitting here and talking to you, it's relaxing a little bit. If you don't feel anything here, if there's some people who are watching this who are really limber in the hips and they need to, you might need to come forward and give yourself a little bit of stretch. And the same thing, I did this on the other side where I take this leg out to the side to give that a little. And finally, I'll take my arms overhead to give my arms a little stretch. Maybe turn my head side to side. And you've just woken up your body for a wonderful day ahead of you. It's a nice little routine. I have some other things you can do in the morning, but I think that's a great start. So thank you so much for watching Yoga with Suzi. Please subscribe to my channel. And all the links to all my social media, you can go to my website. The information's all on my YouTube page. If there's any suggestions or things you want to see, please just let me know. I'll happily do it for you. Thank you so much for watching.